Welcome to this Blackpool Music School video all about the tenor guitar. This is not a ukulele, it is a tenor guitar, a 4-stringed tenor guitar. These lessons will also work on the tenor banjo, which is of course a 4-string banjo. There are many ways to tune this instrument. You can tune it like a ukulele, you can tune it like a mandolin or mandola, and there's Irish and Chicago tuning. But for this video, we're tuned in fifths. 5. The string nearest your chin is C, the string below that is G, the string below that one is D, and the string below that one is A. If you play two strings together, it sounds like the first two notes of a popular science fiction film. C to G, G to D, D to A. C, G, D, for this video we'll be using the chords of C, F and G. That's Charlie, Foxtrot and Golf. For those chords, that is in the first video. I will post a link to this at the end of this one. So let's get started. In this video we'll be playing in waltz time, which is 3/4 time. It is counted 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And one of the basic rules of waltz time is the 1 must be different than the 2 and the 3. So there's a C chord up here. So for the 1 we're going to pluck the lowest string, the C string. 1. And the 2 and the 3 we're going to strum down. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So on the 1 we're plucking that string. On the 2 and the 3 we're strumming down, and they all last the same length of time. Just because you're plucking one string doesn't mean it lasts less time than the strum. So it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So with me on a C chord after the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So, if you've seen the previous video, like I said, I'll post a link to that one at the end of this. You need the chords C, F and G. So, I'll run over them chords quickly and then we'll get started. For a quick recap, that is a C chord, this is the nut, these are frets, the metal bits running down. So it's the bottom string at the 3rd fret and the 2nd string at the fret above that one. So we've got 3rd fret, 2nd fret, lowest string, the one above it, 3rd fret, 2nd fret. And that is a C chord. If you keep that position and move everything up one string, that is an F chord. And the 2nd fret of the bottom and the lowest strings, I should say the top and the bottom strings, 2nd fret is a G chord. So you've got a C, an F and a G. Again quickly, that's the nut frets that way. 3rd fret, 2nd fret, that's your C chord. Keep that position, move everything up one string, that is the F chord, and that's the G chord, 2nd fret at the bottom and higher strings. Charlie, Foxtrot, Golf. So now we know the chords, let's get strumming. We're going to play the 12-bar blues in waltz time in the key of C. I will post the chords down below. For each letter it is 1 bar, and 1 bar is 1, 2, 3. So for each letter you are doing 1, 2, 3. So let's get started. To start us off, there are 4 bars of C. So after the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Then there are 2 bars of F, then 2 bars of C. then 1 bar of G, 1 bar of F, and 2 bars of C. So now we'll try playing the 12 bar blues all in one go. So after the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. So we'll try that again after the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Now we'll discuss something that matters really. Rhythm is what you've just played. That's the rhythm. Tempo is the speed you play it at. So you can do a very slow waltz. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Or you can do a fast waltz. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You will notice the rhythm stays the same, but the speed you play it at changes. Rhythm is the waltz count, 1, 2, 3. Tempo is the speed you play it at. So you just count quicker or slower, but the actual strum stays the same. So I'll have one more go at the waltz, the 12 bar blues in waltz time before I introduce a more advanced waltz. So let's get started. After 3, 1, 2, 3. So that is a basic waltz, 1, 2, 3. To make it swing a bit more, we can add an upstroke on the and of 2 and the and of 3. So you would count this 1 and 2 and 3 and. So on the 1 and, so there's a C chord up here, you pluck the bass string. On the 2 and, you go down on the 2, up on the and. Down on the 3, up on the and. So it's 1, 2 and 3 and. 1, 2 and 3 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and. Again, 1 and 2 and 3 and. So now we'll try the 12 bar blues using that strum. So after the count of 3, 1 and 2 and 3 and. So as you can hear, the second one has a bit more swing to it. So that is what you might call a swing waltz. The other one is more of a standard waltz. Both are waltzes, it's just which one you wish to do, and you can combine the two. You can do one bar of one followed by a bar of another. So we'll try that now. For the first bar of C, you're going to be playing the normal waltz. For the second bar of C, the swing waltz. Then back to the other waltz, and back to the swing waltz. So it would sound like the 12-bar blues would sound like this. I'll play it through once and then we'll play it through together. So after 3, 1, 2, 3. So we'll try that all together. Just remember, the first bar is, and the second bar is. That's all you need to remember, and you just change chords around it. So after the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. And that's how you can mix up the waltz strum in a couple of ways. Again, you can start with the swing waltz and move into the standard waltz like this. Or in the 12-bar blues case, you can do the first 3 bars in standard and then swing the last bar like this. 1, 2, 3. If you were singing and playing, you could play the standard waltz when you're singing, and when you're not singing for a bar, add one of them in. It is completely up to you. All you need to remember is they both actually last the same time. You are fitting the upstroking in between the gaps of 1, 2, 3, particularly between the numbers 2 and 3. There is one last waltz strum we can do, but this one requires a bit of practice, but I'll show you the basics of it here. You're going to need your thumb and your first 3 fingers for this. Your thumb sits on the C string, and these fingers rest on the strings underneath. So your first finger's on the G, your second finger's on the D, and your ring finger's on the A. So your thumb is plucking down that way, and your fingers are plucking up. So this will be an arpeggio C chord up here. What you're doing is you're going down with the thumb. So all the strings going down and the middle 2 on the way back up. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and thumb first, second, third, second, first, thumb first, second, third, second, first. That's your fingers, by the way. Thumb, first, second, third. This is called an arpeggio. It's meant to all flow together. You will notice I am resting my hand on the bridge there and bringing it over. You will count it 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1. So one bar will be 1 and 2 and 3 and. So the 12-bar blues in Arpeggio would sound like this. Unlike the other strums, we're now playing on the and of 1. 1 and 2 and 3 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and. C string, C string, G string, D string, A string. One and 2 and 3 and. 1 and 2. That would be counted 1 and 2 and 3 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and. All the way through, and then the middle 2 strings on the way back up. So that is 3 ways you can now play the waltz. You can play it in arpeggio, in standard strum, or in swing strum. And those are the 3 ways to play the waltz on the tenor guitar. There are of course other ways, but for a beginner they're the basic ones you're going to need to know. So if you've enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to Blackpool Music School for more videos. The more thumbs up we get and the more likes we get, the more videos we will post. So please subscribe and help our channel grow. Until next time, take care, keep playing, and as always, goodbye.